Hi everyone. Today we are going to study the next family that is belonging to Monocotyledons, and the name of family is Orchidaceae. This family consists of about 880 genera and 27,135 species throughout the world. So distribution of this family is very huge, and this is considered to be the second largest family after Asteraceae. This is the reference of 880 genera, 27,135 species is according to the plant list. In India, it is represented by 155 genera and 1256 species. Out of these 1256 species, India is representing 388 species which are endemic. Habitat of family Orchidaceae. It is widely distributed and it is most common in moist tropical forest, also well distributed in subtropics and temperate regions. Vegetative characteristics. Let's study the habit. Orchids are mostly perennial herbs. Some orchids are terrestrial, for example, Habenaria. They are epiphytic, Dendrobium is example, or saprophytic also. Epigonium is representative of saprophytic orchid, and sometimes it is vine-like, for example, vanilla. Roots shows variations in orchids. Terrestrial plants shows fibrous or tuberous roots. Epiphytic plants have aerial hanging or cord-like roots. These roots are also called as hanging or clinging roots. These roots are covered by multiseriate epidermis of dead cells, and that is called as velamen tissue. It is actually called as a water absorbing tissue. This tissue absorb and store water in it, and these orchid plants generally grown in areas with high rainfall, but after rainfall there is huge amount of humidity, and through which the water is being absorbed by this velamen tissue and it is stored in itself, and whenever there is a need of water, that water is supplied by velamen tissue to the whole plants. One more characteristic feature, that in spite of the nature of the root is hanging or clinging, they still shows mycorrhizal association with them. Stem is leafy or scapose, that is scape-like. Base of leaves often thickened to form pseudobulb. Leaves are alternate or rarely opposite. Simple. Disticus, meaning of disticus is arranged alternately in two opposite vertical rows, sometimes reduced to scales, often fleshy, and margin is entire. Inflorescence of orchid is either spike or raceme, panicle or solitary. Solitary means it is made up of single flower. Here you can see it is made up of single flower. Flowers are bisexual. They are zygomorphic because they have only one symmetry, that is unilateral symmetry. From this plane there is a symmetry, but from this plane there is no symmetry, so this is considered to be zygomorphic. It is bracteate, sessile or pedicelled, but symmetry of this flower is trimerous. Perianth is made up of 6 tepals. it is biseriate in 3+3. It is often differentiated into calyx and corolla. Out of that, outer whorl is considered as calyx and inner whorl is considered as corolla. It is polyphylous, or you can say polysepalous. Sometimes it is gamophilous, even you can say gamosepalous. Outer sepals are 3 in number, which are green or often colored and looks petal-like, so that they are called as petaloid. Inner petals are 3 in number. Median tepal is usually much larger and beautifully colored, and that is called as labellum. The picture of all these characteristics we will see in the next slide. Labellum is usually larger, highly modified, sometimes sucked or even spurred at base. Labellum comes to the anterior side of the flower and serve the purpose of landing stage for insect. Estivation is imbricate or velvet. Androecium is usually 1 in number, sometimes it is 2 or 3. It is adnate to style and stigma, forming a column called as gynostemium, or that is also called as gynostegium. Anther is sessile on column. It is dithecous. Dehiscence by longitudinal slit. It is intrors as it is remaining inside the corolla tube. Pollen grains are powdery or waxy, agglutinated into pollinia. Here you can see two pollinia are there. Pollinia is actually plural, pollinium is singular. This is an enlarged figure of pollinium. Here you will see they are 2 to 8 in number per anther. Each bear long stalk that is called as a caudicle. This is the stalk you can see that is called as a caudicle, which ends in sticky disc called as glandula or retinaculum. This sticky structure that is called as glandula or retinaculum, or synonymously it is also called as pollinium. Here you can see all the details. I'll use the pen for this. This is actually outer sepal. We'll use green color to represent. This is outer sepal. This is a sepal and this is a sepal. These are 3 in number. And then we'll see petals with red color. So this is one petal, this is second petal, and this is the third, which is larger, and this is called as labellum. This is called as labellum. Similarly, here you can see that this is one sepal, this is another sepal, and third one is behind, and here you will be able to see this petal. Another petal is somewhere here, but it is broken as this is longitudinal section, and this is labellum that you can see. So this is generally a structure of flower of the Orchidaceae. Gynoecium is made up of 3 carpels. It is syncarpous. Ovary is often inferior, unilocular with parietal placentation, rarely trilocular with axial placentation. Stigma are 3 in number, one transformed into sterile rostellum and other two often having a sticky pad that is called as a viscidum, which is attached to the pollinia. So these are Rostellum and Visidium are two important characteristic features associated with gynoecium of Orchidaceae. Fruit is actually loculicidal capsule or berry. Two kinds of fruits are represented in family Orchidaceae. Seeds are numerous present within the capsule. They are minute or small and they are non-endospermic. Floral formula: flowers are bracteate, zygomorphic, bisexual. You can call either calyx 3 and corolla 3, or in another words you can term perianth 3 plus 3. This is for inner, this is for outer. Androecium is 1 or 3 in number and gynoecium is 3. But as androecium and gynoecium fused together, common bracket this and this, you can see common bracket is used here and it is actually representing gynostagium. Here you will see the detailed floral diagram. This is bract. This is one sepal, second sepal and third sepal. This is lateral petal, this is lateral petal, and this is the third larger, that is called as labellum. And here you will see one androecium, actually this is pollinium, and which is attached or very adnate to the ovary. This is represented here tricarpellary with parietal placentation and one stamen is there. So this is actually, this structure is representing gynostagium. Similarly, here you can see that this is bract, this is sepal, outer sepal, outer sepal and outer sepal. Then here you will see lateral petals, here you will see labellum, here tricarpellary ovary with parietal placentation, and this is actually representing a structure that is called as a column, and these are anthers. So this is only one in number, it is represented, and this is mother axis. Now we'll study systematic position according to Bentham and Hooker's system of classification. Division is phanerogams, subdivision is angiosperms, class is monocotyledons, series is epigyne because ovary is inferior, family is Orchidaceae, and distinguishing characteristics of this we can see in next slide. These are the distinguishing characteristics of family Orchidaceae. They are herbaceous perennials. They are herbaceous perennials. Roots are with vehement tissue, which is called as water conducting tissue. This is water conducting tissue. Leaves are distichous. Flowers with trimerous symmetry and they are always zygomorphic. Corolla with two lateral petals and a labellum. So this labellum is also one of the distinguishing or diagnostic characters of this family. Pollens are in the form of pollinia that we have seen previously. Gynostagium is present. Ovary is inferior. Seeds are small or minute, and one more thing you can remember, that is non-endospermic. Here is an economic importance of the family. So whenever there were scarcity about tuberous roots, the roots of Habenaria susanae and Orchis latifolia have been used as food. The capsules of Vanilla planifolia and Vanilla fragrans yield commercial vanilla, which is a flavoring agent for chocolate, and it is used in confectionery. The rootstocks of Eulophia epidendrias are used as vermiphage. The leaves of Calanthe veretrifolia contains glycoside, which is called as indican, and this on hydrolysis yields indigo blue dye, which is blue color dye and used as dyeing agent. Cypripedium, that is lady's slipper orchid. Epidendrum, that is green fly orchid. Habenaria, that is called as a fringe orchid. Oncidium, that is called as butterfly orchid. Vanda, Vanilla odontoglossum, that is called as a lady orchid, are cultivated in the greenhouses for their beautiful sweet scented flowers of various forms, shapes, with highly attractive labellum of various hues and bright color. So most of the orchids nowadays are grown as ornamentals in greenhouses as well as in some private gardens, and these flowers get great economic value during cultural functions. So this way we have finished this family.